Hello, everyone. Okay, is this working? Hello. Hi. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the green room. Hey, Diana, bang, you're fast. Welcome to the green room, everyone. Monique Renee here. Oh, photographer at Silver Paw Studio. And every Monday, we go live at 1 p.m. Mountain Time here in Colorado in the U.S. from the green room, and we discuss things in person. So this is your chance to ask me questions face to screen. I don't really know the proper terminology, but here we are. Diana, Frank, William, welcome everyone. Do I usually add in my regular intro too? Let's do that. This channel and everything I do is here to empower you to tell all of your tales with tales through photography and videography. Okay, honestly, most of the videography pieces are me making a video. Although I've made some videos and I worked on one. I just got back from my studio. I was there all morning recording part of a future video, and I was like, oh, it's 12:30. I should go. So here we are. I've let Bailey out, so she's happy and probably resting somewhere. She likes to go sleep on my bed, which is not always great after she's been running around the yard, Yeah. How is everyone doing today? Can you believe it's June? Whew, June. I can hardly believe it. Yeah. Let me know in the comments, type. I can see your comments on the column over here as we're live. And, if you're watching the replay, let me know too. I always see the comments. I pretty much always see them. YouTube is pretty good about telling me when you've reached out to me. So that's pretty awesome. Before I forget, if you are a professional or striving professional photographer, pet photographer, I do have a new email group just for that type of content. And the link is in the description of this video. I usually pull it up on my second screen over here, but I forgot. But the link is boopity boop down below. So if you want to join that email group, you're welcome to. What I've settled on so far for that email is once a week. I haven't decided quite what day yet. And I'm going to do a little recap of what we've been talking about on YouTube, maybe some more information beyond just what I posted in that video or my thoughts behind it or what I've learned since then, and get your input. So it's a way to get a little bit more out of some of these videos and to have some personal connection with me. So at this point, it's a smaller list. And so you'll definitely hear from me usually the same day, unless I'm not feeling well like last week. So you are invited to join that list as well. If you'd like to be on my regular pack bulletin, that link is down below too. Now, what should we talk about today? I teased it in the thumbnail, and if you read the description, you know what we're talking about. William, congrats. Your website's going live this week. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is very exciting. I know that websites are tons of work. I've been working on one for probably a month, and I still have some things to edit to go in there, and I have hired someone. So it's taken me a while, but I pretty much lost last week because I wasn't feeling well. And William, if you want, you can type the link into the comments here so we can all check it out too. Yes, Frank, same thing. Like, we want to see it. So today, what I'd like to know, I've got 2 videos in the works for this Friday. What I've been doing on the channel, I've decided in the last few weeks, is I'm going to try to have a pretty good mix of the craft of pet photography, talking about cameras and actual being on set and gear and things like that, with the photography part of it. But I also want to dedicate videos to the business side because I am getting so many questions about that. So what we're coming up on now is one of the business type videos, and I've got 2 in the running for this week. I thought, hey, Patti, hi. I thought I would put it all out to you all and see what you think. Now, I did send this out to the pet photography email group and I got some responses. Thank you, Patti. And sounds like you're good for both of the topics, but I want to find out. So, here are the two ideas that I have for this Friday. And one of them's actually already completely filmed. So it'll come out. They'll both come out, but what do you want to learn first? Okay. So first of all, I wish my friction pen wasn't writing very well. What's this? If you can't read this backwards, I can. The new mini session model. So what I'm doing right now in my studio is I'm offering a very different type of session to be able to accommodate people during these times. And so there are certain things I've put in place for safety and time constraints and things like that. And so I'm doing a really different type of mini session right now in my studio. And I have a video about that. So this mini session model. So that's video one. Would you like to see that this week? The other video, which we've talked about here in the green room before, is do you want to see my 2019 pet photography revenue streams? This would be in a pie chart, what is the word? Oh my goodness. Percentages, pie chart percentages of the different revenue streams, because my revenue coming into Silver Paw Studio is not just like pictures of dogs. So I have several revenue streams, and although some of them are pretty small, they all add up, to be 100%. Yeah. Oh, Diana, either one sounds good. So let me know what y'all think. Do you want to know about the new form of mini sessions or revenue streams? Frank's like, revenue streams. Yes, please. Okay. All right. So you all let me know. It is beautiful here. As you're replying, I'm just going to chit chat a little bit and drink some more water. I had a lot of coffee today. You might be able to tell. Me likes my coffee. So it's really, really gorgeous here. It was fairly warm this weekend, and of course I wasn't feeling well last week. So poor Bay is so ready for a walk, and that is definitely on the agenda for today. But I do need to go back to the studio and get a little bit more work done. It's not a mess right now, but I just need to rearrange it. Oh, goodness. And this is your chance also to ask me any other questions that you have on your mind. And perhaps I can answer them here, or I can think about answering them more expansively in a future video or email. So there's that. And let's see. What else do I have to tell you? I feel like there's so much more to tell you. I do have an event in the works. It's going to be a Facebook Live event that is mostly it's for here in Northern Colorado businesses, but it should be kind of interesting. It's a virtual pet expo. No, that's what we're calling it. A summit. So a lot of us professional pet people here in Northern Colorado are putting together a virtual summit for the community. It's going to be fun. It'll be at the end of the month. So that's part of the networking group that I started with a partner. So Jen Holmes from Canine Fitness and we started a networking group right before all the lockdown happened. And we always wanted to have a summit in person, but heck, why don't we just do a virtual one? So we are at the end of June. That's what we're working on. What is the meaning of life? Well, Diana, it's 42. Everybody knows that. And yes, I have a towel. And that is bits of my personality that you'll see here on YouTube and everywhere that I'm at. So I tend to be a little bit goofy, and I tend to not be super serious and professional. I did that for a long time, actually. I really thought that's how I was supposed to do it. I even had my black polo shirt. Frank, you'd remember my black polo shirt that I had embroidered? It was really nice. But I remember one day I had, my official black polo shirt and my official black pants. And someone said, aren't you warm? It must be really warm because in the summer, you know? And I thought, oh my goodness. Yeah, I could wear a t-shirt. That's what I wear all the time anyway. Even as a kid, I was a t-shirts and jeans girl. That's the way I roll. So you're welcome. Patty, what do you got? I already sent, yes, with your questions. What do you do for contracts for pet photography and do we need them? So contracts. Now, a good place to look for information on contracts too, Patty, is if you're part of PPA, Professional Photographers of America. This comes up quite a bit in the forums there. And meant to type, what do you do for contracts? Okay. Yeah. And there's a lot of varying opinions and ideas. Obviously, to cover everything, every type of session could have a contract, and most people are okay with that. There are other people that say, well, I pretty much do them for weddings. There's, I don't know. I guess it's pretty standard. When you do a wedding, every vendor has a contract. There's all kinds of things that could happen during a wedding. And wedding is a one-time event. So I could definitely see why wedding photographers and event photographers have a contract. For me, as a pet photographer, I actually did start out with contracts. And my contract essentially said, if there's a weather issue, because most of my sessions are on location and weather can change, if there's a weather issue, that I will contact them and we'll pick a different date. What else did it have in there? Stuff about copyright. So when they get the images, they have this particular use for them, but they don't actually own the image, which is always very confusing to relay to clients. They don't really know the difference. With commercial clients, you have to give them a license. So there's a whole different thing for commercial clients. They need that. They need to know whether they could use it on a 500 run print ad or a billboard or on social media. So there's different licensings for images on a commercial job. Now, as I get more into commercial video work and bigger productions, I really need to put some effort towards contracts, as you can imagine, Patty. But I have kind of just let them go with everyday clients. It was just a stumbling block, and my clients and I weed each other out pretty well. In that, I mean that I have in my planning meeting, if we're not a good fit, then we just don't work together. And there could be lots of reasons for that. It could be timing, it could be price, it could be what I offer. There's all kinds of things. And so I just haven't, and I haven't had a problem with that. And really, everything that I've read everywhere says just get an attorney and have them write it up. But it always sounds so expensive and so like official. But there's nothing wrong with doing contracts for sure. And you can easily work that into your workflow. I just don't anymore. Yeah. Yeah. That's me. If I was doing weddings, I probably would. And I'll probably do more, as I get into bigger commercial projects, partly because there's just so many people in the mix and so many variables. With a family and their pets, most of the time, if we know it's a volatile weather time of year, we all know it could change. It sometimes snows in May in Colorado. So we know that. And we could have a huge afternoon thunderstorm in July. We could have, you just never know. It could be bitter, bitter cold in January. So that's mostly what I had problems with, was letting people know, hey, if there's weather, we will reschedule. Don't worry, I got you. I'm watching the weather like a hawk. And that's what I always tell people. I got my weather app. I'm thinking about you in your date and time. Yeah, which is part of the reason that I've rented that studio space, hoping that if there was a problem with the weather or during times of year where there's definitely going to be weather issues, we're gonna get snow or bitter temperatures, then we can just go to studio sessions. So I was trying to work on that. We'll see as the years go by. Frank says copyright issues can be an issue with commercial clients. Yeah. And there is a lot of confusion with commercial clients over copyright. So they like to be able to own everything, but they don't quite understand what that means. And often what they actually need is just rights. They just need to be able to print them or put them on their website. They just actually just need some rights to those. And the way photographers handle that is changing too. People don't keep the photos for as long. They refresh them super often. Whereas 10, 15 years ago, people would sell an image and that company would need to use that image for years. And so that's how photographers can earn a little extra money, was different licensing types. You bought a bundle of contracts for pet photography. Now feels like, I know. But Patti, you could use that. I think I replied in your email, as a starting point for an attorney. Like maybe if that's something you can just say, hey, I've got this, but I just want you to look over it and personalize it for my business. That might save you a bundle with a local attorney. That's a pretty good idea, actually. And oh boy, I sure wish I knew all the things I would waste money on. I've made a lot of mistakes, okay? I've thought about tallying that up and making a video of all the mistakes I've made and all that it's cost me. I won't go into, a lot of that, but I mean, it can cost you big time, not even just money. But I love what I do. And so here I am still. Diana says, video title, when do you need a contract? Oh, Diana, you're so awesome. Diana's so YouTube savvy. She's on it with those video titles. Oh gosh, I know, Patti. Oh, it's just so frustrating, right? Like making mistakes is the last thing we want to do, especially in the first few years of business where it feels like everything's tenuous. Like how we're going to make the payment, even on like our Adobe sponsor memberships, like right. There's so much pressure to make sure all of our bases are covered. I totally feel you. And I remember the first few years being so frustrated, just so frustrated. You want to just jump to that 5 or 10 year mark that you see everybody else at that's successful, but nobody tells you about the messy middle. What are you supposed to do? How do you slog through the messy middle and get out to the other side? How do you get through these mistakes to learn what works for you? It's super frustrating. Oh, Diana, yeah, you wasted so much money in your first 2 years of business, but you learn, and Frank says you learn more from mistakes and doing it right. That's true, Frank. That's true. But sometimes it feels like the stakes are so high, right, Patti? So sometimes if you think, I'm going to spend my last $200 on this course or this class or this workshop, and you think, okay, I'm going to learn from this and that'll raise my revenue this much. And actually some of those courses, they sell it to you like that. And they'll say, hey, it's worth $350 if it'll bring you in one client. What's the lifetime value of that one client? And I get that psychology behind sales, but there's so many of those that it's really, really hard to choose. And then, yeah, we have to slog through and make the darn mistakes that we don't want to make. I feel you. Oh, Patti, I still feel that way. I kick myself like, oh, why did I offer that special? Why did I go to that event? Oh, I can't tell you how many times I've put so much effort into being a sponsor at an event or a vendor at an event, and it's been a complete flop, either because I didn't know what to expect, and so I didn't prepare well, or something happened at the event. Oh, so many times, ditto. But you're not stupid, Patti. You're a learner. You're just learning. And what works for Studio A is not necessarily going to work for Studio B. And so I try to let people know that too in all the advice that I give, even photography wise. This f-stop could work over here, but it's not going to work over here, right? This flash setting could work in this circumstance, but not in this circumstance. And so many answers often come up with the really aggravating line of, it depends. Oh, I feel you, Patti. And if I ever figure out like some way that we could get through this messy middle of business, goodness, I will let you know. Wow, that would be a miracle, wouldn't it? And then all of us could feel just a little bit smarter. Yeah. That I know, Diana, that's your favorite answer. I saw that on your last video, Diana, and it depends. Like, darn it all, darn it. Can't you just give me the definitive answer that'll go across all boards? Oh my goodness. All right. I still don't have. Yeah. Okay. Me too, Patti. If I ever figure it out, there's actually I bought a book called The Messy Middle, a business book, and it's mostly for big corporations. So I never quite finished it. Oh, I should go back and finish that. It just did not seem to apply to me. All right, what do y'all think? What do you think? What do we want to have on Friday? Do we want about the new mini session model for what we can do here during the pandemic times? Actually, you could probably do this mini session anytime. Or my 2019 pet photography revenue streams. We are 6 months into 2020, and 2020 is shaping up to be completely different than 2019. So the reason I hesitate on this is I just don't know how applicable this will be. Yeah, Diana, you want the revenue too? Yeah. I think I'll do it anyway. I mean, maybe people will be surprised at the different ways that you can make money. And actually, if I'm thinking about the pie chart of everything, a lot of it applies to things you can do now. I think just the percentages are shifting. Okay. I think if you all want that, that'll be this Friday. And then the next one will be about the new mini session model. Great. That's super. I'll go with Frank and Dan. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'll think about that. And I do have some other videos coming up. I filmed part of one today that will be great for making little videos of your therapy pets that can be sent out to the people they would usually see IRL. I'm having a lot of fun with this particular project. And then Steve and I have been working hard at cleaning out the garage so we can put together two more DIY type devices. Now, you all know, if you saw my latest video about lighting on location, that I've been super brainstorming how to attach my light to my wagon. Yeah, that's going to come out this summer. We're figuring that out. And guess what? We are also working on version 2 of the portable studio table. Oh yeah, we are this close to simplifying it even more. I think y'all are the first to hear this. I don't know. You might be the first to hear this. So that is also coming. Part of the restriction on both of those is that we really just want to walk through the hardware store and get a feel for it instead of just searching on Amazon. But we haven't quite got to that point. The hardware stores are still so busy, and I just don't want to spend my time doing it. So yes, I know, Frank, you still have my version 1. That's kind of what got me started on thinking of, like, because there's some things on that version 1 of that table that I want to change. And so that's what we're working on. That's all I'm going to say. Wow. So you might be able to just keep that version 1, Frank. All righty, everyone. I'm so glad to see you all. Thanks so much for coming to the green room here today. I'm going to wrap it up and eat some lunch, drink some more of my water, and get back to the studio and get Bailey a walk and water the tomatoes and all the fun things. And once again, don't forget, you can join either one of my email groups listed below, either the one for the pet photographers or the pack bulletin. You are invited to both. You are welcome to join me there. And what else? I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for coming today. And to everyone that's watching the replay, thanks so much. And let me get my little button here. And I'll see you all soon. And as always, I wish you many woofs, purrs, and TREATSs. Bye, everyone. Bye.